Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I've been really busy with life, candles, the usual blah 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 stuff. Plus I haven't had a really good inspiration for a video in a while, and you know me, I don't like to like upload half-assed attempts at videos just for the sake of content, you know what I mean? I like to wait till I have something like, you know, good, or at least something that I think is good. I didn't do any makeup or get ready for this video because I was actually driving home from getting my daily iced coffee because I am an addict. Yes, I have a problem. No, I don't care. And when I'm driving, my mind tends to go to, my mind wanders. I think a lot. This thing just kind of came to me and I wanted to hurry up and get home and get the camera set up and just get it out. So I didn't want to take time getting ready and doing makeup and all that. I just wanted to get it out. Also, I don't know where my tripod is either and I didn't want to waste time looking for it. So you are on the cat tower. Isn't that special? So what I want to talk about in this video is pain. And I mean, you can interpret that in any context you want. I mean, like physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain, anything. Any kind of pain that could possibly exist in the entire world and that does exist. I know a lot of people who go through different types of pain. I know people who experience physical pain, chronic physical pain. I know people who experience chronic mental pain, emotional pain, whether it's like depression or grief or, you know, a disease or anything like that. And also it could be brought on by environmental factors, you know, like domestic abuse, for example, or bullying or anything like that, anything that isn't like a problem or issue inside your body, you know, and it's an external source. So many different types of pain. I go through my share of it too. I have problems here and there, both physical and mental. And it just got me thinking, like, you know how when you try to talk to somebody about any kind of pain you're experiencing, or even if you just want to talk to somebody and you haven't quite yet, you feel a little weird about it and you don't really want to put that on somebody because in your head, there's always like the thing in the back of your mind, well, there are people out there who have it so much worse than I do, or this person's been through worse than I have, so I feel like my pain is invalidated, right? Because you're comparing yourself to them and like, what brought that specifically to mind, what gave me the idea to talk about this was because I'm actually going through something right now, which I won't get into. It's a little too personal. Normally I share stuff with you guys, but this is private. This is super private. And I was just driving around kind of thinking about it. And then I drove past the hospital because it's right next to where I pick up my coffee from. And the Life Flight chopper was there actively on the pad with its blades going. I don't know if it was coming or going. Probably coming because, you know, life flight. And I thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't feel so bad because this person just had to get life flighted. And I definitely don't have it that bad. And then I scolded myself inside for thinking that way because just because there's someone out there who has it worse doesn't mean my pain doesn't matter. It doesn't mean it doesn't count. It doesn't mean it's not valid. So we have this habit of letting people invalidate our pain or invalidating it ourselves by thinking, well, it's worse other places, so maybe I shouldn't feel so bad. And it's the repression of allowing ourselves to acknowledge the pain that buries it and it represses it, and it can really make it worse because it festers, and not being able to acknowledge it head on, well, it's just not healthy. And especially if other people do it, you know, it's not a contest. The world is not a contest of who can be in the most amount of pain and win the pain game. It just doesn't come down to that. Everybody's pain matters. Everybody's pain affects everyone differently. Like two people can be going through the exact same thing and it affects them entirely differently. Like even getting a tattoo. Like when people ask me, oh, where's the least painful place to get a tattoo? And I'll tell them what it was for me, which was right up here. And then they'll get one right there and they'll be like, oh my God, it was agonizing. What are you talking about, the least painful place? I'm like, well, it didn't hurt for me. I mean, we're different people. I don't know, you know? Personally, for me, I have a high physical pain tolerance. I don't have a very high emotional pain tolerance. Like I can get clobbered pretty badly if it comes down to an emotional situation that hurts me. I do get hurt easily. It has to be something specific though. It's not like, you know, a random internet troll can hurt my feelings. Like that, I'm just like, usually it makes me laugh. But like if it's someone really, really close to me, someone that I'm vulnerable to, you know, like a really close friend or JJ or my mom or something. If something goes down between us, that hurts me, even something very small. It hurts me very deeply, and it takes me kind of a while to recover from it. Maybe some of you can relate to that because you're vulnerable to these people, so you're letting more in, and it just magnifies it. It makes it more potent at the end of the day. I just want to remind everybody who is experiencing any kind of pain, any kind of pain whatsoever, just don't invalidate it, and definitely don't let anybody else invalidate it. It's important. It matters. It affects you. It might not affect them the same way if they were in your shoes, but that doesn't matter. It matters to you. It's important. So if you hurt somebody and they tell you that you've hurt them, don't just brush it off and think, well, that wouldn't have hurt me. You should just suck it up and get over it. No, 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 no. You don't get to decide what hurts another person. If they tell you, this hurt me, you should respect that, absolutely respect that, and take accountability for it, and understand that this person is not you. They are their own person with their own feelings and their own pain threshold and their own way of processing things. You don't know what's going on inside their head. You don't know what they've been through. All our past experiences culminate to make us sensitive and vulnerable to different things. If you have a history of being abused as a child in any way, shape, or form, whether by parents or bullies or teachers or anybody, you're going to experience things much differently down the line for the rest of your life than someone who grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth and, you know, had a different set of problems. It's actually kind of fascinating the kinds of things that I can deal with compared to other people, and other people look at me like, how are you so calm right now? And I'm like, I don't know. This isn't a huge deal to me. And then there's another section of a small thing that I will just absolutely lose my shit over and bawl my eyes out, and they're like, why are you so upset about this? This is not even a big deal. And I'm like, I don't know. These are the things that affect me. These are the things that don't affect me. I don't judge anybody else for what they feel or how they take things, but I do take accountability if I hurt them. If I say something or do something that inadvertently hurts them in some way, and they tell me that, I absolutely take responsibility for that. And I feel bad. I feel bad inside. I don't want to hurt anybody. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. Well, there are some people who do, but those people have a whole different set of problems, and that's not cool. But the average human being with a conscience doesn't want to hurt anybody, whether directly or inadvertently or whatever. And if you care about somebody, and even if you don't, I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's someone close to you or a stranger. If you hurt somebody, somehow, you definitely should own up to it. Apologizing doesn't necessarily mean admitting you did something wrong. I hate that word wrong. I absolutely hate it, because that is like the bulk of a lot of fights that go down between people, because everybody insists, well, this is my perspective and I didn't do anything wrong. And then this person's like, well, this is my perspective. I didn't do anything wrong. And then there's no reconciliation. There's no give. There's no humility. Nothing. And it's just the dumbest thing ever. It's not about admitting that you did something wrong. It's about acknowledging that your words or actions hurt another human being, and that's what you're sorry for. You're sorry that you hurt somebody, whether you meant to or not. And that's what it should always come down to. And then if they're a good person, they'll reciprocate and say, I am sure I did something in the situation, whether in my response or initiating it or whatever, that also hurt you, and I am sorry for that. You are sorry for what you did to someone else. You are sorry for disrespecting someone else. You are sorry for treating someone in a way that made them feel lesser on the scale of how you see them or how you feel about them. You're not admitting I did something wrong. I just hate that so much. That's a little bit of a tangent, but anyway. So if someone tries to invalidate your pain by saying, oh, well, you're going through this, but I've been through worse, and then they tell you that, you just tend to clam up and shut up and think, oh, well, I don't have the right to feel bad about this, I guess, because this person had it worse. No, 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 no. Again, it's not a contest. It's not a freaking contest. You went through stuff, they went through stuff, and it sucked for both of you in different ways. It's okay to face it, to hurt from it, and cry about it even, to scream about it if you have to. It's absolutely okay to acknowledge your pain and acknowledge the pain of others. and it's not a contest. And what one person thinks you should feel does not play into it. Does not play into it. Maybe it does not, it wouldn't be a problem for them, but if it's a problem for you, then that's okay, because everybody's different. Everybody feels things differently, and that's the way it should be, and that's the way it is. And I just want to emphasize, it's okay to hurt. It's okay to know you're hurting, and it's okay to feel that and not repress it and not let anybody make you feel bad about that, or make you feel like it doesn't matter somehow, or it's not as bad as this, so you shouldn't feel that way. That's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. And don't let anybody compare it to anything either. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. That is so important. If someone tries to talk you out of it by saying, oh, well, it's the same as this, and you're doing the same thing by this example here. No, it is absolutely not the same. Two things can't be compared. Even if it's identical things, two different people cannot be compared. It just can't, because like I said, everybody feels things entirely differently. Everybody processes things entirely differently. Everybody has a different range of emotions, how they absorb stuff, how they think about it, how long they carry it, what it means to them. It can't be compared to anything else. So don't let anybody do that to you, okay? Don't let anyone talk you out of it. Stand your ground. If you have to, if it's even a situation that calls for it. Even if you can't get it through to someone else, don't deny yourself the validation of what you are going through because someone is trying to tell you that it doesn't matter because this, or this, okay? I hope that all made sense. I hope that it helps some of you. If you're going through something, it's absolutely okay to give into your pain. You should, because repressing it and hanging on to it and burying it and kitty littering over it, like as I like to call it, does not do you one world of good. In fact, it will be bad in the long run, because repressing anything is never good. It sucks to face pain. It really sucks, but you have to. You have to get through it, move on, put it behind you, and learn from it. It's one thing to be strong and tough it out and get through it with a positive attitude. I'm not saying don't do that, because that you probably should try to do, but don't deny yourself. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't say I shouldn't be feeling this way, because you absolutely have every right to feel every ounce of pain, no matter what the source is, no matter where it comes from, no matter how irrational or illogical it might seem. If you feel it, it's real. It's real to you. And that is what matters. That's what I wanted to say, and I hope you guys are doing well. I miss you, and I'm still doing stuff on my vlog channel if you want to check that out. The link is in the description as always. And if you want to check out my super awesome scented candles, you can also click on one of the links in the description for one of my 2 shops, my website or my Etsy page. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time, whenever that might be. Okay, bye.